Iran is a place that has drawn all attention to itself with the events of recent days. What happened that Iran found itself in a civil war? We will see this in today's video. But first, let's learn what kind of place Iran is and what its history is like. Iran, officially the Islamic Republic of Iran, is a country located in Western Asia. It borders Turkey to the northwest and Iraq to the west, Azerbaijan, Armenia, the Caspian Sea, and Turkmenistan to the north, Afghanistan to the east, Pakistan to the southeast, and the Gulf of Oman and the Persian Gulf to the south. With an area of 1,648,195 square kilometers and a multi-ethnic population of approximately 86 million, it ranks 17th in the world in terms of both geographical size and population. It is the 6th largest country in Asia and one of the most mountainous countries in the world. Officially an Islamic Republic, Iran is divided into 31 provinces across 5 regions. Tehran is the capital, the largest city, and the financial center of the country. Iran was unified as a political entity in the 7th century BC by the Medes under the rule of Cyaxares, and it reached its regional peak in the 6th century BC when Cyrus the Great founded the Achaemenid Empire, one of the greatest empires of ancient history. In the 4th century BC, Alexander the Great conquered the empire. Then, in the 3rd century BC, an Iranian uprising led to the establishment of the Parthian Empire, restoring the country's independence. This state was later replaced by the Sasanian Empire in the 3rd century AD. Ancient Iran witnessed some of the earliest developments in human history, including writing, agriculture, urbanization, religion, and centralized administration. The Sasanian period is considered one of the golden ages of Iranian civilization. In the 7th century AD, Muslims conquered the region, leading to the Islamization of Iran. In the early 20th century, the constitutional revolution took place in Iran, and then in 1925, Reza Pahlavi deposed the last Qajar Shah and founded the Pahlavi dynasty, marking the beginning of a new era. After the Iranian Revolution in 1979, the monarchy was abolished and the Islamic Republic of Iran was established, with Ruhollah Khomeini as the country's first supreme leader. Iran is still governed in this way today. After that, Iran withdrew inward and began producing everything on its own. From the very beginning, it saw the United States and Israel as enemies. Israel's attacks on Gaza caused Iran to bare its teeth. The Iran-backed Houthis had already become a problem for Israel, and now Iran found itself directly involved in the events. On June 13th, 2025, Israel carried out sudden airstrikes on multiple targets inside Iranian territory, with the aim of eliminating Iran's nuclear capacity. Nuclear and defense facilities were bombed, and Iran's air defense systems were rendered ineffective. Under pressure from the United States, Israel and Iran agreed to a ceasefire on June 24th. After that day, everything in Iran seemed to be going on normally. However, Iranians took to the streets to protest the collapse of the national currency and rapidly rising inflation. Many demanded the end of the Islamic Republic. Yet the government's response differed from previous waves of unrest. While the Iranian leadership had quickly suppressed the Green Movement in 2009 and the Woman Life Freedom Uprising in 2022, this time security forces acted more slowly as protests intensified.
Instead of a harsh crackdown, President Masoud Pezeshkian initially announced austerity measures aimed at generating resources for subsidies for the poor. Moreover, Iran can no longer prevent external actors from fueling domestic discontent. During the June 2025 war, Iranians rallied around the flag, and the regime responded by easing the enforcement of religious rules, especially regarding the headscarf. However, today's protests create a new dilemma. A harsh crackdown could break the fragile post-war social consensus, while allowing them to grow could trigger foreign intervention. The worsening Iranian economy is also a decisive factor. The combination of poor governance, corruption, and devastating sanctions has driven up inflation and unemployment, weakening the middle class while expanding the poor. The June war accelerated these trends. In the following 6 months, the rial lost more than 40% of its value, and inflation rose to nearly 60%. Capital flight also accelerated due to the belief that the weakening of Iran's nuclear program reduced its bargaining power to lift sanctions. Another factor in the minds of Iranian leaders is the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro by the United States. The Iranian leadership, like the rest of the world, was shocked by this development. This was not the classic regime change model the US applied in Afghanistan and Iraq in the early 2000s or later in Libya and Syria. Now, some claim that the US wants to do the same in Iran. Perhaps this is why the situation has become chaotic, or has been deliberately stirred up. We will learn what the outcome will be in a short time. For now, we must simply wait and see where events will lead. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos.